Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome to the video. So in this video, we're going to be going over 3 stocks I'm going to play and trade this upcoming week in the month of June of 2021. And then we're also going to be going over last week's picks and how they performed. So without further ado, let's take a look at last week's picks. And then after that, we'll go ahead and get into this week's picks. Alright, so first off, last week we talked about Spirit AeroSystems, ticker symbol SPR. This first trade went from the low 40s, hitting a high of 50 this week and closed right at about $49 per share. Successful trade. Same thing happened with Boeing. About the same setup on those falling wedge formations. Boeing broke out as well, running from about $230 per share, and this week hitting a high of $250 per share, and now sitting in the high 240s. Next up, we talk about Beyond Meat, ticker symbol BYND, on the technical setup, and just the fact that the stock was undervalued compared to its competitors. So this week, this stock made a massive move, running from $106 per share, hitting a high of over $150 and closed the week at $145 per share. This one exceeded my expectations greatly on the breakout. At the highest upside we would see short term would be $125, and it was up close to 40% overall in the week. And then finally, we talked about Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA. This is up a couple percent for the week, but this is not a short-term trade. This is a longer-term setup, longer-term thesis. So not much has changed, still riding this one out. And with Beyond Meat, Spirit AeroSystems, and Boeing, they all did hit my short-term targets, so I personally took profits on the short-term trades that I'm in, but I also do have a long position, so long-term position in each one of those, and I'm still holding on to those. So this week definitely was a very successful week for short-term trades, and finally breakouts are playing out. We're getting bounces on oversold plays, so the market is looking very good. Good trading environment right now, as the past couple of months have been rough. So the market is looking up. Some setups are looking very good. So let's go ahead and talk about 3 stocks I'm liking a lot right now. So first up, I'm going to be talking about a penny stock, and then we're also going to get into a stock I'm looking at a short-term trade, and then also a long-term position that I'm liking a lot right now. Alright, so first off, getting the penny stock. The penny stock I'm liking a ton right now is Innovative Payment Systems, ticker symbol IPSI. So this is a play on the technical setup and the business model with a bunch of catalysts that I could see playing out in a big way and going on a big run for this stock. But first off, taking a look at the technical setup, it's at the very beginning of 2021, January and February. This is when the stock finally got recognized, went on its big run, running from a couple cents all the way hitting a high of 36 cents. It's gone back down. It recently bounced off that 8-cent level, ran all the way to 20 cents, and is now back down to that 8-cent level and currently bouncing off here. So we're getting a double bottom and potential reversal playing out. And also taking a look at the MACD indicator, which measures the momentum of a stock. So we can see on that initial run, it goes from red to green, ran from, like we said, a couple cents all the way hitting a high of 36 cents. It then downtrended, and once it turned red to green, that's where we got the next 100% plus move. And looking at the chart right now, in the past 2 days, we're getting that red to green movement, gaining momentum and ready to go on its next run. So this stock is an OTC stock, so it's trading over the counter. It is not listed on the NASDAQ yet, but they are working on that, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the market cap is about $32 million, so it's a pretty small company overall. But I do like this business model a lot, and I do think they have some big things coming. And it's not just one of these scammy penny stock OTC stocks. This is a legit company with big ideas and future opportunities. So this is a fintech company. Some different business models that they do have is IPSI Pay, which they're coming out with. It's an all-in-one solution, instant payments and transfers, and rapid settlements, minimal costs, and transparent fee structure. So they do loans, prepaid cards, payroll, gaming, blockchain, and bill pay, and they're currently working on making their own app to have all these things on the same place and make it easy to navigate. A couple of the key problems that they are looking to solve with this is a lot of these peer-to-peer app payments are limited to just the US market. IPSI is looking to do this internationally as well. They want these payments to be more fast, so almost no settling time, no hidden charges, overdrafts, high interest rates, and also have their payments be able to go from business to business or business to consumer, which most companies do not do this. They're looking to have both of these payment plans on the same platform, which is IPSI Pay. So the next part of their business model is these kiosks. In 2019, their kiosk in Mexico took 4.5 million transactions, or worth of 11 million total in dollars. And the upcoming catalyst with this one is they are working on their next rollout, which is going to be in the US and California, and planning on putting 50 kiosks up in California. So also the next part of their business is going to be using the blockchain. They're working on coming out with their IPSI stablecoin, which is going to be a stable dollar-backed coin. So essentially their stablecoin is going to be used for these payments to make all these instant transfers and everything possible. So the next steps and future opportunities is Amazon payments, gaming and sports betting, loyalty program and cashback, asset management, NFTs, and future databases. So there's a ton of future potential and hype catalysts that could be coming. The company also has a very healthy balance sheet, sitting with $7.6 million in cash. So 20% of their market cap sitting in cash, very good sign there. And then also has about 5.1 million in debt. So this past year, they also have had a couple offerings. And they've had two of these offerings, the first one being at 15 cents per share, which the stock is currently sitting at 9 cents per share, so we're already getting a discount to what these private offerings were buying this stock at. And the next one was at 23 cents per share. And once again, the current price of the stock is a huge discount to these offering prices, which is always a good sign with the big money valuing the company higher than it is. They also did recently file to uplist their stock on the NASDAQ, which would be a huge catalyst. These stocks that do end up getting uplisted to the NASDAQ, when they do meet those requirements, they end up going on big runs once they do get listed, as they are available to just that much more buyers. And then also with this stock, there is a lot of short volume going on. So as you can see here, recently there's been days as high as 84% volume shorted. So a bunch of these shares are getting shorted, and it's likely under a lot of manipulation right now. So my thesis on this trade is, first off, the technical setup. Second off, with all this manipulation and shorting going on, once this company does release their app, once they do have these catalysts play out, which a PR is due, I do think we get news very soon and the stock does end up taking off. Once the company does go through with their stablecoin, their app, all their launching kiosks, which is going to be happening in Q3 2021, which is this coming quarter. Once a couple of these catalysts do end up playing out, once the company does release PR, this stock is going to take off in my opinion. The shorts are going to have to cover, and I do think we get a quick run back to 20 cents, if not higher, if they do execute on their business plans. The sky is the limit for this stock. So of course, any OTC stock is going to be high risk, high reward, but I do like this company a lot. So worst case scenario, I'm looking for 8 cent support to hold if anything was to downtrend again. I'll be having my stop loss if 8 cent support was to break. And overall, first target for this trade is 20 cents, back to that same level we saw earlier this year. And then on the break above, I think that this stock can see a lot higher, and the sky's the limit. So no overall long-term target, because I do think this stock has a lot more potential than just that first short-term target. So overall, it depends what you're in the trade for, but I do think short-term and long-term, this stock is set up for huge upside, and I'm currently buying this stock right now at these levels. All right, so now getting to the next stock I'm looking to trade this upcoming month. This is Context Logic Incorporated, ticker symbol WISH, also known as Wish. So this was an IPO this past year, has had a ton of volatility, hitting a high of over $30 and currently sitting at $7.94 per share. So I'm looking at this as a short-term technical setup play. So we can see for about the past 6 months, the stock has been forming a falling wedge. So a falling wedge is a downtrending pattern that usually does result in a reversal. So what I'm looking for out of this pattern is when it does break this downtrend, I do think we see a breakout for the reversal and have a quick run to $10 plus. And over $10, it is going to have a gap to fill, as you can see on the daily chart. So there is going to be potential for the breakout and gap fill once $10 does break. And real quick, this is not going to be a stock that I'm looking to buy in blindly and just see what happens. I'm waiting for it either to find support or break out of this wedge before I look for an entry to get in this stock. So Wish recently has been dropping in a big way, down huge from highs like we just talked about. And the business model that they have is an e-commerce platform. It's a lot of cheap and not very good quality products, but they do get a ton of sales. Their revenue is there. It's kind of like the Dollar Tree of the e-commerce industry is the way I like to think about their platform. It's not a stock I would want to be in long term. Some people do like the business model. I'm personally not a fan, so I'm just looking at this as more of a short-term trade like we just talked about. Alright, so now getting into the next stock I'm looking to play this upcoming month. This is Corsair Gaming, ticker symbol CRSR, and this is a stock I'm looking to add for the long term. So this one also did recently IPO a little bit less than a year ago. It IPO'd around $15 per share, went on to hit a high of over $50, and currently sitting in the low $30 range. So taking a look at the technical setup, right now there's not too much to play off of. Right now it's consolidating between resistance level at $35 per share and support level at $30 per share, and it's likely to keep consolidating between these levels until one does break, so we can see a breakout above 35 or a breakdown if it does drop below $30 per share. So the reason that I like this stock so much right now and looking to add for the long term is the fundamentals. So it's hitting at about a $3 billion market cap, more of a mid-cap company, a forward PE of 16.81, price to sales 1.55. So what Corsair does, I'm sure a lot of you guys know. I've talked about it before, and it is a pretty popular stock on YouTube. They sell gaming equipment, headphones, computers, controllers, mouses, and also have a streaming side of their business where they sell streaming cameras and stuff like that. So the company is a lot like Logitech and in the same sector and kind of do a lot of the same things. So comparing Corsair's fundamentals to Logitech's fundamentals, we can see Logitech has a $20 billion market cap. Now I'm not saying that Corsair should be the size of Logitech, because obviously not. It's a much smaller company on a smaller scale, but they should be trading at about the same multiples that Logitech does trade at. So Logitech trades at a forward PE of 28. As we just talked about, Corsair's PE was just 16 and a price to sales ratio of 4, as Corsair's price to sales was 1.55. So just taking a look at that, you can come to the conclusion that either Corsair is crazy undervalued or Logitech is crazy overvalued. In my opinion, it's somewhere in the middle, but more towards the fact that Corsair is heavily undervalued. Corsair is going to have more growth potential in the future, in my opinion, just because right now it's on a smaller scale. It does have more of the potential market to capture. So with growth companies like this, in my opinion, a more fair valuation would be about a forward PE of the mid-20s. So let's say 25. So Logitech's forward PE is 28. So they'd have to go down a little bit to be more of a fair valuation. Corsair's forward PE is 16. And if we do the math, we'd be adding 56% to Corsair's market cap to get it up to a forward PE of 25. So if we multiply that by the share price, we'd come out with a fair valuation for Corsair being about $48 per share. So I personally think that Corsair is around a $45 stock, trading the low 30s, 50% plus upside when it does get to that more fair valuation. And when the big money does realize just how undervalued the stock is, in my opinion, that is when it'll move. Once it does break this consolidation phase, that's where it can get some movement. For right now, it could see some more consolidation, not move much more for the foreseeable future until this does start moving. But when it does, I don't think it's going to be coming down to these low $30 levels. I think this is one of the best buying opportunities in the market for the long term as of right now. So that's my thesis on Corsair Gaming, ticker symbol CRSR. Not going to have any targets or stop loss just because it is a long-term play, but I am lacking the valuation a ton right here. Alright, so those are the 3 stocks I'm looking to play this upcoming week and month. Let me know your thoughts on these companies down below, and I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate it if you like and subscribe. It does help me out a ton. Also, if you are interested in joining the private Discord chat, getting an alert every time I buy and sell a stock, having nightly watch lists sent out, being able to ask me any questions, and having access to my full portfolio, that link is down below. And yeah guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to trade smart this upcoming week, and I'll catch you next time.